Yo, Z, why are you wearing a scarf and a sleeveless top? It's because we innovate on this channel. That's what we do. One comment, one like, everyone knows the rules. Developer blog number 3 review coming in live, coming in hot, coming in fast, coming in quick. We're doing it. Here we go. First of all, just wanted to say a huge thank you to everybody that has been tuning in over the past weeks and months. The feedback I've been getting on the videos has been absolutely incredible. There's been comments after comment after essays and people just writing passionate words about Gears and my channel, and for me that's just like incredible. I haven't had viewers for so long, and to be able to get this feedback and actually talk to the community, it's brilliant. The latest video I just posted, which was the Lancer review, has 200 comments and 180 likes, so everybody is following the rules. One comment, one like, everybody knows the rules. It just helps generate so much discussion. It's good for developers, it's good for me as a channel, it's just good for the community. People have been taking it a step further and supporting the content goal. Now my channel can't run ads, so we decided that 100 for Christmas, all the way the goal up to Christmas, that's what we were going to do. That's what the channel was worth. That's what the ads said they were going to be worth, and we've already smashed it. I said that I have reached the goal. That's all I wanted. People said that I should keep it up and allow more people to support. So I've kept the goal up and I've extended it. That's why it's on the screen there, because this is like my Twitch overlay. So again, thank you to all the people that have just supported this channel. It's been absolutely brilliant. So much support coming in through donations, subs, and just again, the likes and the comments is so important, because when people like and comment, stuff like this happens. Because everybody's liking and commenting this video, you go into the analytics, it tells me, hey look, you're getting more views because we've chosen to promote it. So people are really enjoying the content, it's getting shared about, and that's just been huge for me. Now let's get into the blog so I stop wasting your time. Just wanted to give an intro because the people that are supporting, subbing, liking, commenting, tweeting, it's without you this video doesn't exist. So you know, we're going to jump into the developer blog. I'll try post all the useful questions and give a few responses and answers. Now, I am feeling a little bit ill today, so it is slightly delayed, and Manchester United lost, so I'm in a really bad mood. So I was either going to crawl up into my bed and cry, or I was going to go do some work, and I figured I would do the blog for you. And this is basically just saying basically it's that mess that all skill points are going to need to be wiped and changed. And yeah, the hate having to do a rank mid-season wipe, they understand how annoying that is. So if you sign in, you're going to get the embargo. So I thought I'd just catch you up to speed there, as I just sort of forgot that. The note is, unfortunately, normally I have a brilliant question to answer, don't I? Normally I drop a question and the developers answer it. I didn't manage to catch this stream live, there just wasn't time. It was a little bit later. Didn't manage to catch this live, so unfortunately from me there are no questions. So today it's the community. Let's see if the community ask any good questions.
Is something that we recognize. We heard from fans in Gears 4 that the Gears fans that were PC players really wanted us to be on Steam. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons that we're on Steam now. So the PS4 is a console, and we have our own Xbox.
They can't do the exclusivity rights and move it to PS4, Switch, whatever it may be, right? But can we get Gears of War 1 PC, the original, on Steam, please? I just want to play it. I played it last night with 2 players and it was a blast. Gears of War 1, the original, on Steam. Make it happen. Comment below if you'd love to see that.
But can be similar to somebody else, but have critical differences. So when you look at Dell versus Cat, they're both engineers. They both can build everything. They're both the engineer role. Right. But just simply due to their difference in ultimates, they actually have significantly different play styles and different impact. So, and the cards can be built differently. And so the concept of being able to use the character as a doorway to explain the differences between these wouldn't be available to us. And we'd have to call it Engineer 1, or this kind of an engineer, and then so when people are coming in to read oh, I have an engineer, no, I have this kind of an engineer, and it's and each one of them would have cards that were overlapped a little and a little bit different. And usually when we do designs, we really want to try to keep them very readable. Yeah. And so the character, it gives us that read. And not only does it give us the read to kind of present it as a package, in the game, when we had multiples of them, what we were finding was you'd say, Jack, heal me. And then the Jack would say, I'm nowhere near you. And you're like, yes, you are. And it's actually the second Jack.
Right.
Right. And so like one answer, like one criticism of that notion is that, well, a really good team would know. Well, that is potentially true, but a lot of people won't. And when we were playing, which we play at a pretty high level, it's just frustrating to call out a play you want to make in Horde and have to nuance it with which Jack is it, like which Foz is it, okay, it's this person's Foz, so that means that you're over here. It adds a whole level of complexity to just enjoying the basic experience that having.
Okay, so that was a pretty long answer, and I don't normally answer Horde questions. It doesn't really appeal to me, but I know there are a lot of Horde fans out there. So basically, we've had this question a lot, and we've had this answer. This time it's a slightly more nuanced answer, a slightly more detailed answer. They're basically saying that they didn't want these skills and these ultimate abilities attached to cards, because obviously when General Ram comes out, it gives them an opportunity to make that character feel more Ram-like, and it gives them a chance to do something a little bit more differently. Also, from a player perspective, if you see General Ram on your team, you know, oh, this is Ram, he has this ability, and that way we can do this play. Let's say General Ram has the ability to boom shot an area, then all of a sudden if you see a General Ram, you know he can boom shot that area and you can do that play. With a different system, there might be multiple Rams, you might get confused about which one is which. The Ram might have a different card on, he might have a different power, he might have this and that, and it becomes very difficult to just read the game. Whereas with Horde and everyone having their own class, when you go into the game, you're like, oh, that's Kate or Kat or, you know, whoever, they have this ability, and that means we can do this game. Oh, we've got a Jack, right, we can play this way. Oh, rather than asking everybody, oh, you are Jack the character skin, but do you have like engineer skills on? Do you have a different card? So it just makes it a lot cleaner. And honestly, I don't play too much Horde, so I know it's probably sucks that you can't change to be the current skin that you want. People probably ask, why can't I be Marcus and have the engineer? And I think it's just clarity. And like he says, for most people like me, like if I jump into Horde, I know Dell is the engineer, right? That's kind of what I've learned from my limited Horde. If it's different, and Marcus is suddenly an engineer because you're using the Dell package but the Marcus skin, it's going to get a bit confusing. And honestly, I don't dislike that answer. I think that's completely reasonable.
Fix the flashes in Horde and Escape like we did in Versus. Is that on the list? Have we thought about that?
We've just been like, we've had higher priority things that we've been working on, so
Okay.
like
It's on the list.
well, to consider it is on the list. Like we don't know what the right answer is, because in PvE it really makes the characters that you're playing against like have more of a challenge.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something we could do, but we just need some time to consider it.
Okay, cool.
On that one, it's PvE, and I've played 4 or 5 full complete Horde games. I've probably been flashed twice in those, and yeah, it does last a long time, but he is right, it's memorable when you get flashed. It does make it more impactful. I don't think they need to change the flash in PvE. I'm not a PvE complete player, so I'm not sure on that 100%, but from my perspective, like I feel like the flash is okay. It needed to be nerfed in multiplayer because it was absolutely blinding. In PvE, I think it's okay.
We've never had auto aim on melee before. Why now? Don't change. Why?
Right. Well, that's not strictly true. So like after like years 2, there was auto aim on melee. So what we haven't had before maybe is as wide like an arc and as long a lunge. So the like evolving the close combat for the overall game was something that we wanted to do to bring like fresh gameplay to Gears, and it was always something that was kind of like awkward. It wasn't very well developed, and so to start that exploration, we've had to make some changes. So we've introduced a system that you can play with in a deeper fashion, but it's new, it's young, right? It hasn't been as battle tested as some of the older systems. So we're taking this feedback. We have another kind of tuning pass on it, especially for Versus, to make it more in line with Versus players' expectations. And I think that's going out into a TO3.
Okay, there we go.
That's pretty bad news for me and many players right there. Node's been doing fantastic work, fantastic communication, and I'm pleased to see him on the desk again tonight. But the melee, I understand what he's saying. It's really finicky. Like in Gears 1, sometimes you'd punch and whiff and then you'd get stunned. In Gears 2, there was a lock-on. Then it kind of wasn't a lock-on. Then there was like certain guns that were like, if you hit with a Hammer of Dawn, it was like 3 beatdowns. They obviously wanted to try a new system. I'm fine for trying new systems, but let's be honest, you've tried it, and Gears is a close game, and when... I'm trying not to get heated. When it's a close game and all the players over years and years have learnt the art of how to dance and move in close range, and suddenly someone can go shoot B button and it's like an instant London melee combo and you're knocked out of the game and you just can't react. I've uploaded videos on my Twitter account of me getting actual quad kills with melees. There's something wrong there. That is not, I would say... So if I was developing it, which I'm not, but you know, I would say get it out of the game immediately, remove the lunge, maybe keep the lock on, whatever, because that's probably more difficult to fix. Remove the lunge right now and get rid of it, and then as it's a young system and we're learning and we're playing it and we're experiencing it, maybe bring it back in at a later date, heavily tuned with like a melee stun. So if somebody does try to melee you but gets shot, they get stunned, or there's a delay, like you can't shoot then instant melee. But right now it's really painful to get meleeed in the game. A lot of people are doing it, a lot more and more people are realizing that the melee is a strong tool. When you first started Gears 5, everyone kind of just played like Gears 4. Now people are slowly realizing, hey, if I shoot and I miss my next shot, that guy's going to shoot and blow me away, so I better just melee him. And also, I better melee him, because if he melees me, I'm dead. So it's kind of like now who gets the first melee. Title Update 3, what's that going to be? Another 1-2 months away? Who knows? Could be longer, could be shorter, but that seems like that needs to be a priority. I'm sure many would agree. Let me know what you think.
Why can the other team see planted frags in TACCOM?
It was a bug in Gears 4, and we looked at it. We were like, should we fix this? It was getting close to the end of ship. We're like, well, it's kind of neat. Like, you know, it's sort of like...
we seem to have lost our camera.
Oh.
Actually, we seem to have lost both
the feed and the camera.
and
Can you
game.
guys...
Sorry, guys.
Can you hear us?
We're having a bit of technical difficulties here. I'm in the dark. Let me get me torch. We're back. What's happening? Hello? Don't fix the bug. Don't fix it. This is a prime example of how sometimes bugs work in games. You're not meant to be able to see the enemy grenade tags, but if you want to check your TACCOM and you can see the enemy grenade tag, that's just an element for you to deal with the grenade tag. It's a nice counter. Nobody likes to be killed by a grenade tag, so being able to see it, it's great. It might have been a bug. I say keep it.
Will there be another option to unlock skins characters rather than playing Horde? It's the one underneath the tab.
Oh, they're talking about the fact that like you need to play different modes.
You can't see us.
Unlocking is really in the first or like our second challenge, which is just kind of get XP.
Yeah.
And then their unique challenge at the end. So we still want to make it a quest. We want to make like this is a cool character. It's a hero. We want you to sort of call your shot with your totem and say, I'm going to go after this guy, and then do a quest to get it, right? Yeah. And but we don't want to make it so specific that you're just doing like one little action a lot. So we'll definitely...
How you look at that, I do agree though. It is nice to see like, hey, like I've done a quest for this character and I've unlocked it. And that's good, right? If you see someone in game, hey, that's General Ram. He's done the escape quest. That's great. But the problem is when you see General Ram in the game, you don't think, oh, has he done the quest? You actually think, did he do the quest or did he pay money to skip the challenge? You can't make people do quests in a third-person shooter and also have the option to pay to skip. Either put the quest in and let people play the quest and then go after the character like you say, or just give it us. Don't lock it behind money and then also the quest, because then it makes the quest pointless, right?
Audio team and the multiplayer team regularly look at this. So like there's a deep audio system that does all those calculations of like you're this far away, it's being blocked by this. We have a really cool piece of technology called Triton, which is a Microsoft research.
Exciting.
It is. It's super cool. It it creates like a data structure that lets us calculate all the reverb and sound bouncing through the space. So you can make a sound and like it'll bounce around the world and you can hear it like the echo from it.
Yeah.
You just keep looking with this funny look.
No.
Well, an example of this is if you go onto training grounds and go into the grenade area, and if you shoot, there will be an echo. It's pretty interesting.
I'm in.
Okay, no, but it's awesome.
I'm
It's
enraptured
awesome.
by
So instead of it just being like the sound to me, now it'll capture the space you're in. So if you're in a small space, it sounds different than a big space. So the thing is, there's so much action happening that if we actually just straight played all the sounds, it would just be like you'd hear like you would want to turn it down. So we have to be a little more selective, and so we're still fine tuning, kind of what parts of the soundscape at what conditions do we show. So yeah, your feedback on that is always valuable.
Does prioritization based on if an enemy is aiming at you and or looking towards you and stuff like that.
That's
as well,
right. Yeah, I mean it's not to say that you won't hear the other stuff. It's just to say that like it does a little bit of work to try to give you the things that matter the most.
Yeah.
Okay, it sounds like they're working on the audio system. I will admit I've got caught a lot of times where, I'll be in the middle of ICEBOUND, trying to get through all the Lancer fire, got me riot shield up, trying to desperately save my life from all the Lancer fire, and I'll hear something go off right behind me, and I look behind me, and the guy will just be like in the Boltok area. And then I get flanked, and then I'm like, wait, what's happening? So there's definitely some audio issues that do need to be worked on, but it sounds like they're taking them on board. I know it's a meme, but what can we do?
Which is way more.
Like, I mean, that's kind of what we did on Gears 4, and the challenge with it is to get those two currencies to balance ends up with really funny numbers in the earnable one. Like it ends up being so big that it looks unreasonable, where it's like, because you don't want to see something like 100,000 scrap for this thing that you're like is $1 or whatever, right? And you're like, well, like unfortunately the two are really hard to tune because of how you can just mine scrap like with speed runs and stuff like that. So it means that one person, to them, the value of scrap is like this, but to another person, the value of scrap is like this, right? So it's really hard to get those to work together. And when we had the pack system, it worked out because of how the RNG kind of helped like make those roads a lot longer for the people that had like tons of currency. So it's really hard to get them to work in a way that's healthy. So we wanted, like with this game, to provide enough content for everybody. And I think we're learning about how better to show everybody the content and what kinds of content everybody wants to have. So like we wanted to have earnable content that was unlockable through challenges. We wanted to have kind of grinding content that came from the supply drops. I actually think that there's a lot of people that don't even know the supply drops exist. So like there's a lot of content that's just being given to you for playing, and I think we could do a better job of like showcasing that and giving you some choice there maybe, but...
The reason I included that long answer, because that will be important for a lot of people. Basically, they're saying that one of the reasons you can't just purchase things with scrap is because you can earn scrap, and if you are a certain person that, say, speedruns, you can earn a lot of scrap quickly. So if they put it in the shop at, say, 2,000 scrap for a Vaporwave pistol, people will go, oh, I'll speedrun that, that's going to take me, I don't know, let's make a figure up, an hour of grinding. So I can get that in an hour of grinding. But to somebody that only plays multiplayer, that figure might look ridiculous. That might be like, wow, I've got to spend 10 hours grinding, and then they're going to get a load of backlash for that. Now, recently, Overwatch 2 was just announced, and Overwatch 2 carried over all of your skins and customization from Overwatch 1. The question is, Gears of War 4, I believe, could have done that, and they could have carried over all of my skins from Gears of War 4. They didn't do that because I still believe that they want the money. I think Node's a really good guy. I think the people on the team, they're not terrible people. They're just tied behind their backs. Their hands are tied. That they want money. The company, the Microsoft, they obviously want money. And the real answer here that he obviously can't say is, basically, why would people spend their money if they could then grind it and earn it in a relatively comfortable manner. That's what they want to say. Why would somebody spend $5 on our skin if you could earn it quickly? Well, that's the problem, isn't it? You're making the grind longer for the gun. You're either going to make the grind so long that people don't want to pay and people bitch, and then the only alternative is paying, or you make it so fair that people don't pay and they earn everything, which it's a full retail game. That's the way it should be. But we don't live in that world. We live in a world where, like I say last time about the General Ram question, they keep saying like they wanted to make some content earnable, some content grindable, but there's no point having a piece of content grindable if you can pay to skip that grind. Pay to skip is my most annoying feature in a game, especially a retail game. So yeah, you know, they could say, okay, every skin in the game is purchasable for 100,000 scrap, but then people are going to go, wow, I'm not farming 100,000 scrap. Also, you know, Gears 4, when I played Gears 4 towards the end, hands up, I didn't play launch. Towards the end, when I played, I would just be getting so many credits. I'd be like, hey, I'll get this Trippy Nasher. Nice, I'll get the Trippy Lancer. I had such a collection of guns from just playing the game every night and playing multiplayer that it felt really great, and there was no RNG. So they're saying that one of the reasons that they can't give it away so easily is because of RNG. They're saying that because RNG was in Gears 4, that means that they could make the scrap cost lower, because sometimes out of the box you might RNG 5 really bad skins, and that again extends the grind. That's what they're trying to say. So their hands are tied. They can't really give you the answer they want to. Now I'm putting words in their mouth here, but I'm pretty sure the answer they actually want to say is, we can't make a fair system for players that are playing the game, because then ain't nobody going to buy the skins. And that's the sad reality that we're in.
Be given one every 2 to 3 weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, just in quotes. Your blood imago is... Well, I mean, sorry, it rolled off the screen. Is basically he's saying he's not satisfied. Oh, there it is. Is worthless in comparison.
Well, I mean, firstly, if it's every 2 to 3 weeks.
Well, you can give us your gamer
like
tag, and we can give it back if you want.
So there should have only been 2 weapon skin rewards right now.
Yeah.
And the only one we didn't do was this week because of the
reset.
fact that we're about to reset. We didn't feel like it was fair when we know the system has a flaw to push people to go grind for ranks when we have an issue to resolve first. So
yeah,
and we know it's frustrating.
I really don't want to bash Node, because Node recently has been really good, especially to me and my channel. But there, like, I get he's joking. I don't want to be this guy that raises hell and tries to get people in trouble. I'm just going to be honest though. When he said that, like, well, if you don't want it, we'll take it back, I was like I just had a little sigh to myself, because I was like, come on, man. Like, I know you're better than that. Like, I know it's probably really pressurizing, but come on, like, you're better than that, man. I just felt like he was really pissed off because he's grinded for his master rank, and the answer is this. The answer is the system is so incredibly broken that, hand on heart, we can't guarantee that you are masters, because there are certain players that are currently master level and stuck in silver and gold and onyx, and they can't rank up. So you might have lost your master's rank because other people would have knocked you out of the leaderboards if the system was working correctly. We can't knowingly and happily give out 6 master's skins, because when you wear those in game, which you will have forever and for eternity, we don't want people thinking that you unfairly achieved the master's rank when other people couldn't. And also, we didn't want to say we are giving out the skins for this month, because that would make people grind a broken system and it would get people more frustrating. Now, honestly, I'm not tooting my own horn. I think that's an acceptable answer, and that makes sense. The answer of, oh, well, if you don't like it, like, we won't give you anything, I was kind of like, I know he's joking, but I was kind of like, come on, like, I don't know.
I keep seeing this one. Can we have a poll, if you copy and paste that one, asking the community if they'd like store items to be available for purchase, like we did with asking people? Okay, hold on. So, can we have a poll asking the community if they'd like store items to always be available for purchase, like we did with asking people wanted DBs in PvE? previously it was the sense of bragging, but I've never negativity when it comes to aspect of. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
Right.
bragging. Maybe bragging was.
It's like exclusivity,
It
but
was-
the
yeah.
other reason is that like having a store with like tons and tons of stuff in it, like it is also not healthy. Like we aren't like the Gears of War team is not Amazon.com, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't have we can't build like recommendation engines and like
Yeah.
ways of surfacing you the right content. So like updating that content regularly is also time consuming too. So
I'm going to disagree there. I'm going to disagree with that one. I'm here to give the hard-hitting truths. I'm here to be fair and reasonable to you as the viewer. I think that is rubbish. I think that is a rubbish answer. You can put a shop in a game in 2020 that showcases all of the items that have been released. And you're right, you're not Amazon, but you don't need store space, you don't need stock space. Whack it on some servers and say, listen, these are all of the skins we created. If you want to go back to February of 2020 and purchase the rainbow skin that was there, go and buy it. I'm sure people can search through. You go pistols, flick through all the pistol skins. Lancer, flick through all the Lancer skins. A person buying the game today at Christmas has missed out on loads of deals and loads of skins that have now been locked away. Why? He's punished for literally buying the game at the wrong time. You can put all the skins that have been created in the game for sale. Now, personally, I don't give a shit about the shop. I think it's absolutely disgusting that it's in the game, in a full retail game, and it's not unlockable, but I can't even begin to go on about that, or the video will be 50 minutes long. But to say that we're not Amazon and we can't just put a full shop in, well, of course you can. You can just let people purchase. You're just choosing not to because it's a Fortnite-style shop. It's literally copy-paste from the Fortnite shop, and it has FOMO, fear of missing out. You see that and you think, oh my god, this is the only time I'm going to be able to get the rainbow pistol. Shit, I better get it now. That's literally what it's there for. You can't say anything else.
everybody's getting like better ping, like at the 95th percentile, and everybody else is getting better ping, fairer matches, and lower wait times.
Now, we know.
That doesn't mean that every single match is going to be one of these. It means that overall, if you look at all the games, like everything has significantly improved, but we still have 2 more sets of improvements, and the third is going to really help those people that are kind of the outliers, which
Right.
are the ones that are like above that 95%, the people that are in the sort of top 1% of wait times.
Right, this person here, I'm from Australia, my matchmaking time is atrocious, roughly taking 5 minutes to find a quick play match.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing right now.
All right, I think it's all just going to be technical jargon that no one's interested in. For me personally, the pings have got a lot better. I still can't play an EU execution game, but I think that's because everybody on console turns off crossplay. So please, lads, turn on crossplay so I'm allowed to play the game. I'll plug in my controller if you want, you know. But yeah, I think the pings have got a lot better. Execution, I'm always on an American server. Late at night, if I play after 12 o'clock at night, I literally have 45-minute wait times and I have to end my stream. That's just a population problem, I'm pretty sure, but it is getting there. I will say that. I'll hold my hands up. The pings are getting better, which is good.
Context, someone will
Yeah.
explain around
Yeah.
what that looks like.
Yeah, there's somebody mentioned on the stream, like, why don't you just add more servers? We have servers, lots of servers. That isn't really the problem. It's actually about getting the right people at the right time on the right playlist with the right pings and the right skill levels onto those servers. So
Get rid of skill-based matchmaking. Just get rid of it. It's awful. I don't care about having a sweaty match. If I want a sweaty match, I'll go play a scrim. I'll go play a custom scrim against other good players. All this does is increase wait times. And let's be honest, man, the skill-based matchmaking doesn't work. It doesn't work in any game. League of Legends, it doesn't work. There's some people that shouldn't be in Diamond League with me. There's some people that are way better than me. It's just like hit or miss, and if it's creating such a big wait time, just get rid of skill-based matchmaking. Like, I feel like I'm the only one that hates skill-based matchmaking. Everyone says, well, if you don't want a sweaty match, don't play ranked. I don't want to play casual games. I just want to play ranked where you get punished for quitting. It starts with a full amount of players. It starts on competitive settings, and that's it. I don't actually give a shit about my skill rank or my rank or whatever. I just want to play a nice, balanced, well-refined game mode with players. I don't actually care about skill-based matchmaking. Can somebody in the comments, anybody, like, agree, disagree? Am I alone in this skill-based matchmaking thinking? Because I can't stand it, and I'm actually probably going to do a video on it because it irks me. It really does.
Like we have.
What do we got here? Can we have actual gore, even as DLC for this game? Remove Horde. That I'm confused about.
They want like gore models, some like where you can see the skeleton and everything within.
Was that a?
Oh, better like sort of richer gore models.
Yeah, richer gore
yeah,
models.
That'd be fun.
Yeah. Was that a Legacy Gears thing? I don't know from Gears 1, Gears 2.
Yeah, it was Gears 1
Different,
and 2, I
different
believe.
systems.
Yeah, I
think
that was more about.
I mean, like, alright, I don't want to be unfair, but, like, how can he not know which game has good gore? Surely you've sat and played them all. Gears 1 was like splat, blood everywhere. That is why it was so satisfying to get a body and why everyone started using the shotgun, because it was like splat, get absolutely. That's where the phrase came from, you got bodied, because your body went everywhere. Gears 2 was like chunky bodies. It was like bang, you'd see his carcass just sliding across, there'd be blood all over the stairs of Blood Drive or something. Then it slowly got worse and less dark and gritty. And listen, the guy's sort of saying it jokingly, but like it's got to the point where like people are even saying to developers, please can we have the old gore back that we used to have? I'll even pay as DLC. Fuck it. I ain't paying for gore, man. Put it in the game. I ain't paying for gore. Fuck it. If it's going in for free. Hell yeah, leader of the fucking resistance, mate. Leader of the resistance. This is Red Leader coming in. Stand firm with me. We will fix our game. I will get this game fixed. I am on a mission.
No,
That's
sorry,
like-
sorry.
That is an internal
development cost.
Yeah, there you go. That is an internal dev talk. When we look at doing something, we map out cost, and that cost is based on
Like player impact versus like how much it takes to make something.
Yeah,
so like we want.
Probably going to cost a lot. It's probably not going to have much player impact, but I tell you what it will do. It will give you great feedback and publicity. You need some good PR. This game is on its last legs, man. I'm trying to help it. It needs some good PR. Take the hit and make the game really gory. I believe in you, Node Zero. As the leader of the fucking resistance, I believe in you. Get us gore back. You can do it.
Mrs. Zizil has been spamming it. We've talked about this a bunch. I'm going to give the Coles Notes version. Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong.
We need to message Mrs. Azazel and say, you are not keeping up to date. You are not keeping up to date, Mrs. Azazel, with GGZII's developer blog. We covered this in developer blog too. We had a great chat about the Omen. This is why you need to catch up. One comment, one like, everybody knows the rule.
But we have heard that from you guys a bunch. Okay, if they could do gore in 2006, okay. It's not, it's the way the game is built. This isn't we could do it and we could have done it, but if we were to go back.
So out of curiosity, how many polygons do you guys think are in a Gears of War like character from 2006?
You know what, Ryan? I'm going to be honest, Ryan. I don't give a fuck about the polygon count. You know what I want? I want blood everywhere, motherfucker. I want blood everywhere. 400 polygons, 200 million polygons, 8,000 polygons, 552,228,012 polygons. I'll crank my GP up. I just get me gore. I don't care.
Okay, so there's a world. No,
Well, if we can have way more polygons on screen, drum roll, everybody, get your little miniature drums out, start drum rolling. Can we not have more fucking blood in the game, please?
Polys.
Hold on a minute. We've just had an absolute game-changing moment. We've just had a game-changing moment here live in the studio. Janet, the receptionist. Wait, hold on a minute. We're just going to answer this question. They worked on Need for Speed and the 360 version and the modern versions. This is where it went wrong. Bring me back Need for Speed Underground 2. Bring me back Level 3 hydraulic kit. Bring me back the green neons. Bring me back the Golf GTI with the pearlescent paint. They ruined Need for Speed. They're ruining Gears, man. I can't handle it. They're killing it.
Jamie and I have been talking about kind of why, like, we added the delay or why the delay, because we didn't really add one in Gears 5. Like, why the delay at a roadie run, which I think we might have added in 4. Why do we still need?
Right, this was in my video, and he tweeted at me and said, like, they were looking at it. So let's see what they talk about the roadie run delay.
That, because, like I take the community's point that this kind of gets in the way of roadie strafing. So, like, would people like to see more roadie strafing in the game, right? So this isn't a hard thing to do. It's just going to mean, like, you'll see a different style of play pop out. So if everyone's like, yeah, roadie strafing, totally cool. But if it's like, you know, where people are mixed about it, then we'll keep thinking about what we want to put into the game. So I wanted to hear from the community at large if they think roadie strafing is something that they'd love to see.
I mean, I'm a roadie strafing fanatic, so
yeah.
I'm in.
What is the worst map of all time, and why is it ICEBOUND?
Oh, come on, guys. Like, come on. Like, ICEBOUND has some really cool stuff in it. Like, sure, like, if
why? What is the worst map of all time? And why is it ICEBOUND? Alright, I like that comment. You know what? I actually hate Bunker more than ICEBOUND, because ICEBOUND at least is designed and it is fully fledged for lancering. You know what you're going to get with ICEBOUND, whereas Bunker is just miserable. It's not that good at lancering. It's not that good at shotgun. It doesn't do anything right. I actually hate Bunker, but I'm keeping that one in there. That was a funny question. What is the worst map of all time, and why is it ICEBOUND?
About fighting over the center point and all you want to do is use your Nasher, like, I get it. Like, that's a little rough. But it has super cool stuff with it. Like,
we did a price adjustment. We heard a lot of the language that you guys were saying about what the pricing were, and
a lot of the
price
language.
went down.
That's a friendly way of putting
Thank
it.
you for supporting us. That being said, things go on sale. Prices get dropped.
Yeah,
if you go and buy a pair of shoes, and a week later or 2 months later they're there for a cheaper price.
I think everybody knows how a sale works.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you. So yeah.
But just and the esports sales do, like,
they
help
fund
us.
the program.
They fund the program.
Yeah.
So, like, and we're super happy to be able to provide such a rich program.
Pretty fucking bad explanation. Basically, it went on sale like a couple days later and they went, thanks for your support. You've just got to laugh at it, don't you? Because if you don't laugh at it, you'll get mad. Also, they resold an execution that was already in the game. We're going to hear from that now, what their explanation is from this, because they resold an execution that was already in the game for free.
That was a straight up mistake.
Yeah, it basically, in planning the daily store items, a mistake was made that went in. If you've seen a lot of the executions that, like, defaults that we've put for other weapons, they've been
been loads and loads of questions over the past like half an hour, really small questions about the tour, about Horde, about DB's been in Horde, about characters, skins, Terminators. They're still trying to look at getting lights on the Terminator, but they're not sure because they don't own the model rights. Then they're talking about, like, how do we showcase future content without, like, you know, showing something and then it has to be cut or it doesn't play very well, and then people think, oh, that looked cool, but why is it not in the game when it releases? So there's been loads and loads of questions here, but nothing really too meaningful for me to share with you, honestly, so I've just decided to cut them.
Look at that, because I feel the same way. Like, it's...
Yeah, I feel like Node really gets the franchise. Like, the MeleeStun should be in the game.
Quite as reactive as I wish it would be.
Okay. So we're gonna wrap that up. I know that there's
okay, that's it. There was loads and loads of questions there, and as you can see, it's gone pitch black. I've sat for quite a few hours here watching, reviewing the dev blog. I've tried to include best comments I can do and give my thoughts. If you're enjoying it and you want to support, there are ways to do that. You can contribute, you can just follow, one like, one comment, everyone knows the rules. I'm going to go ahead and edit this. It will probably be pitch black by the time I've finished. Hopefully you have enjoyed that video. I will catch you all in the next developer blog. Remember, one comment, one like, everybody knows the rules. Appreciate all the support. Thank you very much.